I'm gonna wait on a few people to get in here. Get on my let's see here. I'm gonna let that thing get up to about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then we're gonna get started. Is what? Yeah, we're gonna have a nice little discussion today. Got a few things. We're gonna go in about 45 seconds on this nice overcast day here in Oklahoma. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, first I want to magnify and uplift our Almighty, the ultimate power, the ultimate source, the Creator. He's opened our minds to the truth, and he made promises that I believe he will keep concerning his people. All right, he's the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his name is Yahuwah, YHWH in English. But of course, we know his name was originally found in the Paleo Hebrew. So, all reverence to our Savior Yahuwah. This live is entitled "The Final Countdown." All right. Some of us, might believe it's a final countdown, happening in the earth today. All these different things that are happening, certain things that are being fulfilled in prophecy, and certain things concerning his people that are happening. People think, people don't. Most of the world, I'd say 90 to 95% of the world does not know or did not believe when they heard that the Hebrews was melanated, you know what I'm saying? And that the Hebrews was Negroes. But they're going to find out, all right? It's coming. They're going to find out. Excuse me. All right, so our quote of the week comes from Malcolm X. All right, I thought it was a good one because I think it fits us in these times. It says, "You can't separate peace from freedom because no one can be at peace unless he has his freedom." And I thought that was so resonating with our situation right now here in Israel. Well, with the real Israelites, I'll put it like that. With the real, concerning the people, the real people. All right. And then our scripture of the week is Isaiah 26. All right. So I opened up my Safari app to knock, and we're just gonna read the whole Isaiah chapter 26. All right. It says, "In that day, this song shall be sung in the land of Judah. Ours is a mighty city. The mighty one makes victory our inner and outer wall. Open the gates and let a righteous nation enter, a nation that keeps faith. The confident mind you guard in safety because it trusts in you. Trust in Yahuwah forever and ever, for in Yahuwah you have an everlasting rock. For the mighty one has brought low those who dwelt high up, has humbled the secure city, humbled it to the ground, leveled it with the dust, to be trampled underfoot by the feet of the needy, by the souls of the poor. The path is level for the righteous. O just one, you make smooth the course of the righteous. For your just ways, O Yahuwah, we look to you. We long for the name by which you are called. Verse 9, at night I yearn for you with all my being. I seek you with all the spirit within me. For when your judgments are wrought on earth, the inhabitants of the world learn righteousness. I can't wait for that day to return. But the scoundrel, when spared, learns not righteousness, doing wrong in a place of integrity, ignoring Yahuwah's majesty. O Yahuwah, they see not your hand exalted. Let them be shamed as they behold your zeal for your people, and fire consuming your adversaries. O Yahuwah, may you appoint well-being for us, since you have also requited all your misdeeds. O Yahuwah, our mighty one, rulers other than you possessed us, but only your name shall we utter. They are dead, they can never live. Shades, they can never rise. Of a truth, you have dealt with them and wiped them out, have put an end to all mention of them. Verse 15, when you added to the nation, O Yahuwah, when you added to the nation, extending all the boundaries of the land, you were honored. O Yahuwah, in their distress they sought you. Your chastisement reduced them to anguish whispered prayer. Like a woman with child approaching childbirth, writhing and screaming in her pangs, so are we become because of you, O Eternal One. Verse 18. We were with child, we writhed. It was as though we had given birth to wind. We have won no victory on earth. The inhabitants of the world have not come to life. Oh, let your dead revive. Let corpses arise. Awake and shout for joy, you who dwell in the dust. For your dew is like the dew on fresh growth. You make the land of the shades come to life. Verse 20. Go, my people, enter your chambers and lock your doors behind you. Hide but a little moment until the indignation passes. For lo, Yahuwah shall come forth from seclusion to punish the dwellers of the earth for their iniquity, and the earth shall disclose its bloodshed and shall no longer conceal its slain. All right, so that's our that's the scripture of the day. All right, wanted to read that, and I wanted to point out verse 20 and verse 21 for you guys. I believe that pertains to us. I believe we'll see a version of that in the coming future, whether it be the near future or the the distant near future. That's how the Most High is going to come, and that's how He's going to deal with our oppressors and our adversaries. All right. All right. So, all right. Now I got a question that I want to ask the real Israelites out there. All right. And this question, goes to the strangers out there too. The non-Israelites among us who have decided to call Father Yah their God. All right. They've decided to walk in His statutes and His laws and His instructions, and they've decided to trust in Him and Him alone. They don't have any type of New Testament Messiah or false religious idol in their belief. All right, they believe in the Most High alone. All right, so here's my question. All right, what scripturally from the Tanakh or the Old Testament or the Septuagint, all right, what scripturally, all right, is mandatory for us to believe in these last days? All right, and you can name you can name the entire belief, or you can name just some of the things we believe. One of my answers will be that we as the Israelites, we should be a people full of humility here in these last days. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be proud and arrogant and especially toward one another. Now, if we're going to disagree, you know, there's plenty of things we're going to disagree on. A lot of people don't call him Yahuwah. They call him different things. But you at least got to be willing to come to the table, all right, and have that discussion. One of the things that I would say that that is mandatory for us in these last days is humility. All right. So, all right, next I want to read this post by a brother that I follow on YouTube. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid. All right, this brother's name is Slapping You with the Truth 2. All right. He posted this about 14, 15 hours ago. And I wanted to read it because I thought it was pretty good. It says, peace and Yahuwah bless. He's got YHWH there. To the children of Israel and to the stranger that is of a contrite spirit. I hope that you all had a peaceful and restful Sabbath. Sabbath sleep is the best rest. After 6 days of traversing the wickedness that's all around us, it's showtime. And he just posted 2 videos. It's showtime and it's showtime part 2. I haven't watched them yet. All right, but I plan on watching them either this evening or during work this week when I throw my headphones in at work. All right, he says it's showtime. I'm getting ready to do part 2. Of course, part 2 has been dropped since then, and we'll upload once finished. We are going to bear witness to these words, and this is the part I want y'all to hear. We will see if the Israelis are God's people. We will see if Christianity is of the God of Israel. We will see if JC saves the world. We will see if the rapture is real or a fable. We will see if Yahuwah is a trinity. We will see if we are the Israelites that have been scattered as we have been telling the people of the earth for years. The Most High have told us, and now we have to be ready for when he shows us. We have to see this with our own eyes. A witness sees. All right, I wanted to read that to you guys. I agree with everything that he posted right there. You know what I'm saying? The world has to see the mighty hand of Yah. You know what I'm saying? We need to see it so we will trust and believe him, and we will forever believe him going forward. All right? He's only going to save the ones that are going that the laws and the instructions are going to stick. All right. Everybody else is going to be banished to eternal damnation, however he decides to do that. All right. But they won't be with him. They won't be with us. The world will be without wickedness when Yah come back and reset it for the Israelites. All right. And that's just what it's going to be. All right. All right. So next, let's one shameless plug. You guys go out and support your brother. All right. I know that looks backwards right there, but that's the 7 Anomaly is what that says. That's the name of my book, The 7 Anomaly. All right. And it's a science fiction book. The hero is a black kid who wakes up from a chronological sleep and it finds out he has to save the world. I got all kind of different science fiction stuff in there. And if you guys enjoy science fiction, do me a favor and go get you a copy and support the work. All right. Also, I do artwork. All right. If you can't tell what that says, as for me and my house, we will serve Yahuwah. All right. I do artwork. If you're interested in one of those, you can reach me at robdev@gmail.com. All right. So That's the plug on what I got going on in the background, my little side hustles. Hopefully you guys will go and check those out. All right, now let's see. Oh, and real quick before we get into the first topic, all right, me and my wife watched a movie called The Beekeeper last night. Very, very entertaining and very informational. All right, I think some of the things that were in that movie actually go on behind the scenes in this country. Go check that video out. Go check that movie out, and y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, tell me in the comment section, or you can email me at boratshalom@gmail.com. All right, our first topic. Y'all know what today is, so y'all know what we're going to talk about on this first topic. All right, we're going to talk about this holiday that they call Easter. All right, and I just want to read a few lines from an article that I found. All right, let's see here. This is from The Archaeologist. All right, thearchaeologist.com. By the Archaeologist Editor Group. All right, it says, Easter is a Christian holiday that commemorates Jesus Christ's resurrection from the dead. It is one of the most important Christian holidays. One of the most important Christian holidays, all right? Celebrated by billions of people around the globe. In addition to its religious significance, Easter has become a significant subject of archaeological research as scholars seek to understand the origins and evolution of this significant holiday. All right, I don't know how many of you guys heard recently that Putin opened up a long locked up and closed vault, and he said all the people in that vault, they discovered that all the saints and all those people from those times were black. And that that black Jesus was there. All right. So I was like, okay, well, we know in some of those times over in Europe used to be black, you know what I'm saying? But we know that those people did believe that over there. So they were brainwashed even way back then into believing in other gods. All right. It says, the origins of Easter can be traced back to ancient pagan celebrations of the vernal equinox, which were observed in numerous cultures around the globe. As symbols of new life and rebirth, these celebrations frequently included feasting, dancing, and the exchange of eggs in Europe. With the spread of Christianity, these pagan traditions were incorporated into the new religion. New religion. Not original religion, the new religion. And Easter took on a new significance as a celebration of Jesus Christ's resurrection. All right, that's all I wanted to read on that. But when you go and look at a lot of the origin of these holidays and of these days that America has made to be great and symbols of celebration and stuff, when you go look into those origins, you see they not so clean. All right, those origins they were created by people who didn't believe in the Almighty alone. All right, nevertheless, they didn't believe that the Almighty had a chosen people that wasn't supposed to do that stuff. They didn't care about that. All right. So now we passed our holiday news. Let's get into our entertainment news. All right, let's look at our entertainment news. We're gonna first, but we gonna. I got a few questions about this Diddy thing, but before I get into the Diddy thing, we're not gonna be on this entertainment thing very long. But I wanted to point this out. All right, so Ice Cube, everybody know who Ice Cube is. All right, Ice Cube offered a female basketball player $5 million to play in his league. Ice Cube has a league called the Big Three. They play in the summertime, the summer months when the NBA is over. Ice Cube's league starts in June, and I believe he has his championship in August. I believe August or September, but he waits till the NBA is over, and then he does his 3-on-3 league. Well, in a genius marketing move, trying to maximize and capitalize off of the fame of this college female basketball player, Ice Cube offered her $5 million to play one season in his league in the Big Three. Now, I'm anxious to see. I'm curious to see what she's gonna do, because she's going to be drafted by the Indiana Fever in the WNBA. But most of us who pay attention to sports know that the WNBA is not a famous league, and that the most successful players there, they might make $1 million per season in the WNBA. They might make that. All right. Most players, I think the average pay in the WNBA is between $400,000 and $700,000 per season. All right. Some of them players won't make $1 million in their lifetime. All right? In the time that they play in the WNBA. All right. They'll play 8 years and they'll only make $100,000 a year or something like that. All right. Heck, the WNBA, they don't even, half of they team flights are not even in first class. They gotta ride coach with the rest of the people. So it's because that league does not make a lot of money. But I'm curious to see if Caitlin Clark is going to take this deal, because here's the big thing. Everybody's all worrying about the money. To me, it ain't about the money. I'm wondering how many of those men in that league is going to let her embarrass them. I'm concerned for Caitlin Clark. She might go get embarrassed by these older ex-NBA players. These guys are well-renowned athletes still, and she's going to be playing against them. I think she's 22 or 23 years old. She'll be playing against a bunch of guys that are in their 30s and 40s. But those guys are still in peak maximum physical condition. I'm anxious to see. I want to see what that's going to be like. A lot of people say that the world is equal now. Men and women are equal. All right. I'm not one of those pundits. I understand that physically, men and women are not equal physically. All right. And I'll say it out of my mouth. There are only two genders. All right. Men and women. And we know from experience, from living our lives, that men and women physically are not equal and they're not the same. So I'm curious to see if she's going to take him up on this offer and play basketball against men. All right. That's my take. That's my thoughts on this Ice Cube thing. All right. Now I will say this too about the Ice Cube thing. It's a genius move because he'll make the money back in the first 1 or 2 weekends. I think he has a 10-week schedule, including the playoffs, 10 or 12 weeks, including the playoffs. I think he'll make that money back because I know there's millions of people like me that want to see if this woman can keep up with those men. All right. He'll make that back. He might fill up some arenas for them going to watch that. I'm just very, very interesting to me. All right. All right. So next, let's talk about Diddy real quick. So P. Diddy is Sean Combs, for y'all that don't know his nickname. He used to be called Puff Daddy. Now he's called P. Diddy. His name is Sean Combs. All right. And he's a black entrepreneur. He's a music mogul, and he's a business, he's just a businessman who has made himself into a billionaire. I believe he's a billionaire. He has liquor out. Wine and spirits, however you want to define it. He has clothing line out. He's into production. He has a whole production team. He's into a lot of things. And to become a billionaire, you also have to be a part of the stock market and hedge funds and all that kind of stuff. So my thing is, why are they coming after Diddy now, knowing he's been doing what he's been doing for years? All right. He came on the scene in the early 90s. So this guy been out there for over 30 years doing his thing. Why are they coming after him now? All right. It's because they want to get rid of the dirt that he got on everybody. He got dirt on blacks, he got dirt on whites, Caucasians, and he got dirt on the Khazars. All right, he got dirt on those identity thieves. That's why they coming after him. All right. My question concerning Hebrews or Israelites is, how many Hebrews partied with Diddy? And is that dirt on them gonna come out? And what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about, regular people. I'm talking about basketball players, musicians, actors, doctors, lawyers, judges, people who are blacks and don't know that they Hebrew. How many of them people was in them parties? And will they be exposed? All right. So that I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and that's something I like you guys to pay attention to too. Don't look at it as we're all the same. We're not. All right. We know what Deuteronomy chapter 7 says. We know what Deuteronomy chapter 14 says. We were chosen to be a special people that weren't like any other nation on the planet. So I'm anxious to see how many actual Hebrews fell into them traps and was up in them parties and stuff. And me and my wife watched a video last night on what goes on in some of them Hollywood parties. Man, hey, we don't need to be a part of any of that type of stuff. That debauchery and that just those things can mess up somebody's salvation quick, because it mess up your head and you can't even get back to your right mind. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now we're gonna go to extraterrestrial news. All right, we're gonna move on to extraterrestrial news. Let's see here. Let's see here. Is that the one? Nope, that ain't the one. Where's that article at? Nope, that ain't the one either. Here we go. All right, so did y'all know that CERN, all right, was shut down, all right, and put into hibernation, but they gonna crank up CERN to full capacity during the eclipse. Did y'all know that? Let me read this article. Let's see here. It says LHC accelerator on track to restart in April. This is from Home News, March 25th, 2024. All right. Late last week, for the first time since the annual winter shutdown, a first beam of protons, briefly went around the accelerator's 27-kilometer circle at full 6.8 TeV energy. The first collisions of proton beams are expected on April 8th, when all tests and fine-tuning of the machine are over. Then the large CERN experiments involving colliding protons can resume their measurement program. They're cranking this thing up to max power during the eclipse. All right, so how many movies have y'all watched? And I know the brother G Dash has a channel, and he breaks down movies and TV shows and lets us know that Hollywood is telling us who we are and what they're doing and what's going on. All right. And how many of y'all watch movies where part of the plot is the alignment of the planets or the alignment of certain stars? How many, man, these people really believe, all right, in this stuff. And what does the script tell us? Don't be dismayed at the stars and the signs in the sky. All right, because the nations are dismayed at them. That's what the script tells us, not to be dismayed. But we know that the nations, they get caught up in that stuff. So these jokers have decided to crank up they big old photon neutron toy, all right, this big old thing, this hydrogen collider, all right, and they gonna do it when the sun and the moon when the moon is blocking the sun. And I don't know if I don't know why they picked April 8th, but to me it would be that they think that they can create some kind of power surge or some kind of opening black hole, something, since the planets, the great lights, the greater light and the lesser light are going to be merging in a certain part of the earth. I mean, CERN ain't even over here in the United States, so I don't know why they think they need to do it on the 8th, but we gonna see. We gonna see. Yeah, strangers among Israel. He said he's seen that too. It's crazy times. It is crazy times, man. It's crazy out here. So, let's see real quick. Let me go into the comments. Hey, shalom, Elizabeth. Shalom. All right. Yep. I see y'all in the house supporting. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see here. All right. So that's our extraterrestrial news right there. All right. If they trying to open up the gate, gates of hell or spiritual realm or what, this is crazy though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're trying to do. All right, let's go to national news. Okay, national news. All right, so in national news, I pulled up an article from The Guardian, theguardian.com. All right. So this is about the Baltimore Bridge collapse. All right. And the first thing I thought when I saw that video, that wasn't no accident. That's me. I could be wrong. This is all allegedly, but that wasn't no accident in my opinion. All right. So this article says online conspiracy circles galvanized to proclaim Baltimore Bridge collapse a black swan event. All right. The phrase which conspiracy theorists use to describe public distractions from nefarious plots was trending online following the collision. All right. Some of the article says, far-right commentators have declared Tuesday's dramatic collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge a black swan event, a niche phrase that has recently captured the imaginations of deep state conspiracy theorists. Nothing is safe, wrote Manosphere influencer Andrew Tate on X, about 6 hours after a container ship collided with the bridge. Black swan event imminent. This is a black swan event, asserted General Mike Flynn, Donald Trump's former national security advisor on X. Others, including Benny Johnson, Laura Loomer, and some verified QAnon-affiliated accounts, also latched on to the black swan event language, many claiming that the collapse was terrorism-related. Looks deliberate to me. A cyber attack is probable. World War III has already started, wrote InfoWars Alex Jones on X. Officials do not believe that the crash was terrorism-related or intentional. Some theorize that the ship lost propulsion, causing it to veer off course. All right, and I'll stop right there. You guys let me know in the comments or in the chat if you think that was a purpose event. What they're saying, what they're meaning by black swan event is that something big is about to happen, and that's the warning, the first domino to fall in something big coming. All right. If you pay attention to some of the people that I watch and some of the things that I believe according to scripture, it could be, something, is about to happen. But I wouldn't label it a black swan event, because black swan means that your government or a world government is about to do something. I'm not labeling it a black swan event. I think it was just somebody did something evil, and because I don't think it happened on accident, by accident. I think a ship's rudder can stay straight even if the ship loses power. All right. I don't think a rudder would just automatically boom, go to a different direction if the ship lost power. I think the ship would stay straight if it lost power. All right. That was a hardcore, hard right, hard right, hard right. That's what that ship looked like that did. All right. So I don't know about Black Swan, but I do believe something is coming. I don't think that it's going to necessarily be the government doing it, though. I think it's going to be the Most High. That's my take. Can't tell you when. I'm not a prognosticator on future events because I'm not a prophet. I don't consider myself a prophet. Don't consider myself a teacher. Don't consider myself anything but someone who shares information and tries to help people in their walk with the Most High. That's what I consider myself as. All right. And I'm giving you this information just in case you haven't went and looked for yourself. All right. All right. So that's going to take care of national news. Now let's go look at some war news. Let's go back over and some information that concerns Russia and Ukraine and Israel and Hamas. All right. Let me find my article. All right. So here's the first article I want to talk about. All right. All right. News. This is from Middle East Eye. All right. News. Israel-Palestine war. It says, in a West Bank settlement, Israelis tend red cows and plan the third temple. All right. Radical plans to slaughter the heifers have raised concern across the Arab world and were even linked by Hamas to the October 7th attack. So what this is saying is that the main reason why Hamas attacked Israel is so they wouldn't slay these red heifers, all right, which is fulfilling some kind of prophecy where they can raise the third temple. Now, what the argument is if they're going to raise the third temple, they have to tear down the current temple, which happens to be a Muslim temple over there. All right, the Temple of the Gold Dome or something like that. All right, so that's one of the main reasons why they over there at war right now. All right, over something that Israel is intending to do. All right, I just found this stuff out recently myself. I don't know if you guys knew that. All right, but that was one of the main reasons for the attack on October 7th. All right. Let's see what other news did I want to share with you guys concerning the war. All right. Okay, here's another one concerning Israel. All right, it says this is from First Post. All right, from the staff of First Post, an article on March 28th, 2024. It says Israel used Google Photos facial recognition to identify Gazans, mistook them for having ties to Hamas. So now Israel is looking at pictures, all right, and using facial recognition to go take out targets, and they're getting it wrong. They're attacking innocent people. And that's why I was telling y'all last week, man, they in this war under false pretenses and stuff. You know, they doing this stuff just wrong. It's wrong. And it lets us know that, you know, since our government is tied to Israel, that they might start deciding to use pictures and facial recognition to try to take out who they deem as bad guys here. And that stuff is whack, man. Just imagine what they would use AI to do. Imagine what they'll tell AI, they'll put a picture in AI and say, go find this dude. And they might be looking for somebody who is in North Carolina, but they get a hit in Utah. And then they go take the dude in Utah out, and all he was, you know, he just looked like the guy that they really trying to get. That's one of the reasons why the Most High got to come take these jokers out, man. The Most High got to come back and smash them, because they doing all kind of wicked and evil stuff, man. You can't do that. And so check this next article out. All right. All right, so this is on First Post as well. This was March 29th, 2024. Arab states willing, hold on. Arab states willing to fully recognize Israel in future deal, says Biden. He says, I've been working with the Saudis and with all other Arab countries, including Egypt, Jordan, and Qatar. They're prepared to fully recognize Israel, Biden said at a campaign event on Thursday. This is why the Most High got to come back and show them their error. All right? They trying to use this in-game war right here to permanently stamp Israel with our identity. And the Most High ain't gonna let it fly. I don't believe he's gonna let it fly. More of this article. It says President Joe Biden said that Arab countries, including Saudi Arabia, were willing to fully recognize Israel in a future deal as he pushed back on critics of his Middle East policies at a campaign event on Thursday. Standing alongside his Democratic predecessors Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, Biden made these remarks during a fundraiser at Radio City Music Hall in New York, aimed at showcasing Democratic unity ahead of the general election. This is madness. This is craziness. All right. So basically, they saying that, look, we giving these people this identity because this is who we want them to be going forward in the new world order. That's what they saying. And it ain't going down. It ain't gonna happen. All right. They gonna find out. They gonna learn the hard way though. All right. All right. And then the last article the last article is about I believe is, let's see here. Yes, it's about Russia. Let's see. All right. All right, so the Russia-Ukraine war, this is over on Al Jazeera. All right, aljazeera.com. And this is an article from today. Excuse me, March 31st, 2024. It says, this is day 766 of the Russia-Ukraine war. And this is listing key events. It says a Russian cruise missile strike on infrastructure in Ukraine's western Lviv region killed one man while another died in an attack in the country's northeast, officials said. The Ukrainian Air Force said it shot down 9 of 11 Shahed-type drones launched by Russia overnight, as well as 9 out of 14 cruise missiles. The head of Ukraine's largest private energy firm, DTEK, said 5 of its 6 plants had been damaged or destroyed, with 80% of its generating capacity lost after 2 weeks of Russia attacks, and that repairs could take up to 18 months. So 80% of the energy in the Ukraine, it sounds like from this article that 80% of their power is out. All right, so Russia is hitting them where it hurts. All right. It says, I'm skip down to this last one right here. It says, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed orders heralding the start of the country's annual spring recruitment season, officially drafting 150 conscripts. All right. And then to add to this, it says France will deliver hundreds of old armored vehicles and new surface-to-air missiles to Ukraine in its war against Russia. It might as well be World War III. All these countries giving these resources, it might as well be World War III, man. And just because you ain't over there fighting, but you sending your bullets and your guns and your missiles and your bombs and your tanks and your jeeps and some of your jets, but you not fighting. All right, Ukrainians sitting in a United States jeep, Ukrainians sitting in a French tank. It's crazy. This stuff, man, I don't understand why they think we stupid or something, man. All right, so, all right, what's next on our itinerary? We almost done. We done got down through there. All right. So here's something I wanted y'all to see. All right. So I looked up, I started looking up Israeli billionaires for some odd reason. And did y'all know that there are 267 Israeli billionaires? I'm not talking about like monopoly money, y'all. I'm not talking our our little feeble, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 a year salaries. I'm talking about billionaires. And for the Israeli population to be what, 6 to 8 million people is what they've always told us, 3 to 6 to 8 million people. They got 267 billionaires. And they say in America there are 14 million, there's 14 million or more, all right, black Americans. How many billionaires we got? 260. Let me read off some of these names on this billionaire list. All right. Let's see. Steve Ballmer. All right. $78.9 billion. That's his net worth. He owns the Los Angeles Clippers. All right. Most of the professional sport teams are owned by Jews, by Israeli people. Mark Zuckerberg, $42.7 billion is his net worth. Let me find a few more of these recognizable names. Steve Cohen, $17.5 billion. George Kaiser. I know Kaisers here in Oklahoma. They got to be kin to somewhere down the line to him. Michael Rubin. Michael Rubin be in the black community a lot. Michael Rubin is friends with LeBron James and a lot of basketball players. All right. You got billionaires sitting on LeBron James' show, The Shop. All right, with his friends. What is we interacting? We only popular black people, all right, as long as they're doing what they're doing as they're told and going with the along with the flow, they have access to these billionaires. But you never see these billionaires who all 267 of these billionaires, their total net worth is $1.7 trillion. You don't think they could set our neighborhoods right? You don't think they could use a lot of their money to fix a lot of our problems? And best believe they want to be the solvers of our problems, but they give us the political system and the government to solve our problems. Michael Rubin don't even have a degree, and his net worth is 10.2 billion. But they tell us we got to have a degree to have certain jobs here. This system is a scam and it's a sham. And I can't wait till the Most High tears it up. Leonard Stern, 7.6 billion. We know that last name, Stern. Let's see. George Soros, 6.7 billion. And the list goes on. There's 267 of them on here. And this list was compiled in Forbes in 2022. They probably got close to 300 billionaires now in that community. Whereas us Hebrews, they say there are 14 million of us, and I believe there's way more. But how many billionaires is in our community? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, P. Diddy Combs, Jay-Z. That's about it. That's all I can name. Oprah Winfrey. But all five of them, they all play the game. And they all do as they're told. That's why they've been allowed that success. It's crazy. But I came across that and I wanted to share that with y'all. All right, we almost down through here. All right, health news. Let's go into health news. We got three topics left. Health news, sports news, and weather news. All right. Health news. Got this article I want to go over with y'all. All right. This article comes from medical news today, and it's from 2018 study. All right, it says weight loss breakthrough. Sunlight is key. Despite our best efforts to remain thin, it seems that during the holiday season, we put on a lot of weight. Why is that? A new study has a surprising answer. Plenty of us are familiar with the holiday weight phenomenon, but while it is true that during the holidays we're more exposed to delicious food than the rest of the year, some studies have shown that in winter, we continue to pack on the pounds despite conscious efforts to lose them. Why? A new study by researchers at the University of Alberta in Edmonton, Canada, reveals an unexpected culprit for winter weight gain: the absence of sunlight. So we gain weight, all right, in the fall, winter, and early spring because of the absence of sunlight. We get less sunlight in the winter. All right. How sunlight burns fat. Light and team examined the so-called subcutaneous white adipose tissue, which, as authors explain, is the major fat depot in humans and the central player in regulating whole body metabolism. White fat is known as bad type of fat because it stores calories that are ideally burned for energy. Excuse me. If dysfunctional, this type of fat can lead to cardiometabolic disorders such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. So, in an attempt to help people with type 1 diabetes, Light and colleagues were working on a way to genetically engineer these white fat cells to produce insulin when exposed to light. Accidentally, they discovered that SCY cells tend to shrink under the effect of the sun's so-called blue light. That is, the visible type of light that boosts attention and mood during the day. All right, so basically what they're saying is UV light, the more exposure you get to UV light in the winter, the more that your body cells will burn fat. I didn't know that. I'm just now learning that now. All right, I just learned the same thing at the same time y'all learned it. So going forward, we just came out of winter. We're moving in the spring. All right, we moved into the beginning of the year. I'm gonna pay attention going forward. You know, Yahuwah willing, in the wintertime to make sure that I get as much sunlight as humanly possible. I'm gonna try to get as much sunlight as possible, and that'll help me keep my weight down. All right, I get a lot of sunlight, and I make sunlight an important priority in my life right now, and that's why I believe that I haven't gained all of what I lost in 2019 back. I weighed like 355 pounds in 2019, and now I'm just hovering around 305 to 310 right now. I would love to get back down to my high school weight of 245, but it's tough. It is tough. All right, so now let's move to the next topic of sports news. All right, so this is for those who come across this section or this portion that will want to that pay attention, like me, to football and basketball and various other sports. All right, and this one is specifically about football. So the first thing about football, I believe our boys should play football because it helps them become tough. They're used to contact. They're less likely to be bullied. All right. 2, if you think about it, football is the perfect one of 3 sports that perfectly create warriors. And I believe that the Most High can use a bunch of Hebrew warriors. A bunch of his Israelites were made to be warriors anyway. All right. Football is one of those sports that helps transition people into contact and into not being afraid of contact and not being afraid of collision. All right, football is one of the main sports that does that. All right. Recently, I watched a podcast of one of the best running backs of all time, Derrick Henry. He's still in the league. All right. He said he is not going to let his son play running back. And I agree with him, and here's why. Running backs are crash test dummies, basically. They suffer some of the worst injuries in that sport. All right. And recently it's come to be an even bigger fact that running backs make the least amount of money in all the leagues. All right. Whether it be overseas league, international football, or Canadian football, or American football. Running backs make the least amount of money. So I'm telling Hebrews, because I know a lot of us, a lot of people agree with me as far as when sports is concerned. Sports help build character, and they teach your children. They can teach your children how not to get bullied, and how to deal with contact, and to be very confident. All right. Football. If you're a Hebrew and your son's gonna play football, or if you're a Hebrew playing football, don't play running back. Play all the other positions and go make your money, all right? And do positive things with that money, all right? Take care of your family, take care of your community, all right? But stop playing running back. Let them other folks play running back, all right? Let the Jews and the Europeans play running back, all right? They're the ones that are controlling these contracts, all right? So let their people do the job. If they decide that they don't want to pay the best running backs, which are almost all of them are black, all right? If they don't want to pay them, then blacks should stop playing running back. Israelites should stop playing running back. Go play quarterback. You can make the most money at quarterback. Go play left tackle. Go play defensive end. Go play cornerback. Go play wide receiver. You can make money at those positions, and you're less likely to have a brain-altering injury in those positions. Don't get me wrong, football is football. Concussions are going to happen, and that can happen to anybody. But the running backs, they're the crash test dummies that it happens to the most. So, Hebrews, stop playing running back. All right? The last topic is the weather. All right, so this is something I wonder if y'all knew this was going to happen too. All right. So during the eclipse, this Fox Weather is calling it the Great North American Eclipse. All right. So I got this from foxweather.com, an article by Andrew Wolfick. All right. March 28, 2024. NASA to launch rockets into the moon's shadow during the Great North American Eclipse. Why is they launching rockets into the moon's shadow during the eclipse? Can't make this stuff up, man. All right, let's see what the scientist is trying to do. All right, it says the rockets will be tasked with taking observations of how the sudden drop in sunlight affects the ionosphere, which in turn will lead to better research on making sure our increasingly communication-dependent world operates smoothly. All right, it says when the total solar eclipse passes over North America on April 8th, the site, so not only are they cranking up CERN, all right, not only are they doing that, not only is they mobilizing National Guard in certain places all around America, and not only are they shutting schools down, and a lot of different schools won't even be in school that day, now they're launching rockets into the eclipse. All right, let's keep reading. The sights of the moon and the sun will not be only features flying high above Earth. NASA is planning to launch a series of rockets to study the impacts the event will have on the atmosphere. The space agency said 3 rockets will launch as part of the atmospheric perturbations around eclipse path mission from the NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. The rockets will be tasked with taking observations of how the sudden drop in sunlight affects the ionosphere. Understanding the ionosphere and developing models to help us predict disturbances is crucial to making sure our increasingly communication-dependent world operates smoothly, said Eero Bartaja, a professor of engineering physics at Florida's Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University campus. The ionosphere is between 55 to 400 miles above the ground and is essentially where Earth's atmosphere meets space. All right, so that's what the study is about. They launching them rockets up there to see uh, how it affects the ionosphere. All right, I I think it's something nefarious. I always think something nefarious. I just think like that. But is this some new deployment of their Project Blue Beam or something like that? That's kind of how I think about it. But hey, that we'll never know. And I really, to be honest, I know I won't believe none of this stuff, so I don't care anyway. But I just wonder what y'all thoughts are and what you think about them launching rockets up there like that. So, all right, let me check the comments real quick again, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Let's see here. All right, all right. I said it's getting real in the field. All right, and so you think it's interesting that they're launching rockets too? Okay. Hey, this stuff is crazy, man. I don't know what they thinking and what they doing. I don't know why they think they gotta be so hands on with nature and all the things that that they think they need to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. My plug of the week. You guys go out and check out Milky Uriel's channel. All right. Or I said Milky Malkiah Uriel. That's spelled MalkiyaH. Uriel. Uriel. Go check his channel out, man. Very, very knowledgeable brother. And he just watching some of his videos. I have questions about certain things in scripture. And so I have 8 to 10 channels that I watch when I try to go get answers on stuff that I want to get more in-depth information on, and I'll go watch some of these channels. And his is one of the channels that I watch. All right. And last week I my plug went to K.O.I University, and I forgot to also share his other channel, Israelite Talk TV. His Israelite Talk TV channel is more of current events that are happening in the entertainment industry. But what he does over there is tell people what's right and wrong according to Tanakh, and why people in the entertainment industry go through so much hard times, and why people were killed and all that stuff is because of the laws in the Tanakh and things that are in Tanakh that we need to know so we don't have to go through that stuff. So go over there and check out that channel as well. But hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Just want to give one last shout out to the Most High Creator. I want to thank him for everything he's done for me, for opening my eyes, for setting me on this path that I'm on, for giving me the family he's given me, for giving me the small circle that he's placed with me, and just the responsibility of sharing this information to you guys. So I thank the Most High, whose name is Yahuwah, with all my being, and I hope to one day be able to kneel before him actually, and be welcomed in his presence. So with all that said, hey, go get my book. All right, The Seven Anomaly. Next week we'll have new topics to talk about, and next week is a big week. The eclipse will be here on the 8th. So on the 7th, you guys tune in on the 7th, and I'll have a good list of topics for you guys then. Much love. You guys stay safe out there. Shalom and shalom.